This has actually turned out to be a lot longer than I expected it to be.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
I have to go with the violent death.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Yeah, I just have to go left. I saw your message after.
At this point,
having gone
Stanley
left
was
already.
making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
I'm semi-surprised that at no point something horrendous has come up behind me, like pushed me off into this hole. Instead of just letting me jump. Just to make a change to a bit of the Outlast shock horror stuff.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Excuse me.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
So this is why I shouldn't have gone left. Because this looks like an ending. Nature paintings. Stanley's computer. The beginning of the game. Paths to house. 2 doors. First part of the game was built. Kind of on. Corridor facing the opening section was important to get right. This corridor has been moved in order to make the player reach the 2 doors in a good time. Filing cabinets. The 2 doors. Set to 2 doors was the very first concrete piece of the Stanley Parable's design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it, an exploration of the contradiction this room posed. Stanley's desk. The office. Yeah. Button sounds. A selection of sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of keyboard strokes and synthesized tone. Office computers. There's one displaying 311, another one displaying Solitaire and 311. Employee database. Try and read this, hang on. Okay. And the credits. Maintenance room. Early version of the maintenance room. Okay. The copier. Green light, yep. After the second trailer we sent out, we asked people to email the narrator questions. While we had initially planned to use these in further promotional material, we never found the perfect use for them. Here are a selection of those emails. Okay. We could sit there a long time reading those. The lounge. Early version of the lounge, right? The apartment timer. Previous version, which was... I would give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Not picking up the phone would lead to a different ending. Right, so at some point it did stop ringing. Yep. Meeting room. Yep. Oh gosh, there's more around here. There's a lot of stuff. The Zending levers. These levers were originally part of the Zending. They would pull a lever and the narrator would describe what colour lever they pulled. Screenshot depicts an early version of the ending known as Zending, which was eventually cut and merged with another part of the game. Alright. Zending model. Oh, so there's a freedom ending too. Of course, my compulsion to different versions of Stanley's office. We could explore this for quite a while, I think.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop
am
now
tired.
and make the only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time
Of course.